What's good, guys? So just practicing live streaming here. So just taking a look at the charts right now. Digibytes at 0.0122, up 0.5%. So I'm just, like I said, learning this. It's a completely different layout than the editing software that I'm used to, right? Let's see, how do I do that? All right, cool. Yeah, so right now, Digibytes at 0.0122. This is the 3-month chart. So still looking right in this area of what's going on, because really we could go either way. But got my limit buys sitting in, patiently waiting. So let's go back and take a quick peek. All right, right now, Digibyte by market cap is, or by actual volume market cap, is actually ranked number 20. So right now, reported volume is at 187 million, and actual on-chain volume is 1.68 million. So that's the difference of the left hand selling to the right within an exchange. It doesn't go on-chain until after it is withdrawn from the exchange. So yeah, and it's like this, right? Check out Litecoin, ranked number 4. So currently at $70.60. Reported market cap is at 4.99 billion. Actual on-chain volume is 106 million. Wow. Same thing, look at Bitcoin. 29,600 roughly. 563 billion is market cap reported, and real 24-hour volume is 2.54 billion. All right, so let me get back on this chart. 1 month, 3 month. Excuse me. I don't see where some of these other things are in the broadcast. And really, I don't even know if this actually is broadcasting live just yet. So, anyway. So, what are y'all up to today? All right. Cheers. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 1:27 p.m.
So it's 5 o'clock. All right. Cheers. So, well, I kind of like this format, right? So yesterday I did a test, um, just a test recording, 123 and falling. Lovely. So yesterday I did a test on here to test out the live stream. Actually, the recording. I did not broadcast live. The reason why was in case anything was said that was either inappropriate or misspoken, so that way that could be edited out later, right? Through editing software. So I recorded it, but I did not broadcast live, so in that instance, in the future, if I'm recording something and it's not live, by all means, if you said something you kind of want to take back or want me to delete it out, I have that ability to do that. So just a simple DM or email or phone call would work, right? Because look, I respect that. Sometimes, especially like in an argument, if you're arguing, not necessarily an argument, but even a discussion, sometimes you say things in the heat of passion and, you just wish that that wouldn't have gone public. And I totally agree. I've been in a few circumstances like that. So let's see. But now the Twitter Spaces last night, that was a really good episode. I really, really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think others who were involved in that Twitter Spaces, which I recorded and then published, I thought that I thought that was an excellent thing to get other people involved in the Twitter Spaces, and then as well, like some people on the other side of the globe, they can't tune in. They would have to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning and during that time in order to listen live. And a lot of people still work, they're not retired, just waiting on a Digibyte Spaces. So I thought it would be a good idea to be able to record that and publish that. Anyway, sounds like an 18-wheeler picking up a dumpster. Like construction going on across the street on the property that I made an offer on. And, like last night in the Twitter Spaces, we were discussing so many different topics, but it was, like the bit with real estate. I made an offer on that property, and these people came in after me, and then they offered double what my offer was. And I think now they're finding out why my offer was half of what they offered. I got to witness it during Hurricane Ida, what happened there. What's up, Southpaw? Just playing around with this software here. So, but yeah, this property across the street, it needed so much work, and now here we are, like a 30-year mortgage right now. The interest rate is now doubled on that 30-year mortgage rate. So what's about to happen to all of these people who would normally, and with the interest rate rising, you have to then think about that the cost or the value of the property is going to go down in value. So, these people that just harvest their equity out of property to live on, living on credit, it's not going to be sustainable. A lot of these different people are going to end up between a rock and a hard place. This year, I don't know, Southpaw. I can't answer that. Do you believe Digibyte will reach all-time highs again this year? Looks like Bitcoin might retest 70K, then break 100K. Well, right now, dude, it can go either way, really. Yeah, I agree. Real estate is a real bubble. But right now, it's an everything bubble. I mean, everything across the globe. I mean, again, like the Twitter Spaces last night, right? We discussed so many different things: the cost of fuel, the cost of diesel, cost of gas, the cost of a gallon of milk, a dozen eggs, all of these different things. And here again, like with the over-the-road truck drivers, I have family, cousins who are over-the-road truck drivers. And they, now you have to have DEF, which is diesel exhaust fluid. And that's made from urea. I mean, my degree is automotive technology. So it's made from urea. Well, all the fertilizer is coming in from Russia. And now you're about to see the crops of the US, like all the corn. The cost of corn is going to go up. And what is all the crops? What is corn used in other than everything? So the cost of everything is going to go up. It's a perfect storm. I mean, all the way across every spectrum. Even like now with this Terra Luna stuff, right? The we spoke of the DigiDollar as a stable coin as well, but now that this opens up the door for the SEC to just come in and run wild in the crypto. And we've been saying it for years. I mean, 2016 ish, about Tether, block one, and then they changed the definition. It went from $1 backing it, dollar for dollar, to dollar or dollar equivalent. Or dollar. They changed the definition so that went to fit their narrative, meaning that that here again they just dump into Evergrande, and Evergrande's belly up. So what's that going to do to the bond markets now? Because so many bonds were tied into all of that yet again through real estate, all of that. So, I mean, it's just an everything bubble at this point. And I mean, the Federal Reserve, printer go burr, right? So that's the only tool in the tool chest. And to manipulate the interest rates. But here again, like to go back and review, like Mike Maloney, the hidden secrets of money, of how money is created. And these bonds are issued. Well, who's buying bonds? I mean, really, a 45-year bull market? And now you're raising rates, yet in just printing till oblivion. And then that amount of debt, that's not recouped in taxes every year, to pay just the interest alone on that debt. So, like with 2008, all we had was just metals and cash under the mattress. Every other equity asset, everything went down in value drastically. It crashed. We didn't have a solution. Well, I think, since, that's where Bitcoin was derived from. So it actually is a solution now that we can use computer science in order to fix these different things. So an accountability, a truth protocol on a blockchain. But here again, like many other coins, like Bitcoin to me is no longer Bitcoin. We saw a shit show second year in a row now, in Miami, right? So corporate has stepped in, all these big players have stepped in, and you just have to begin to question all of these other people who were going after Bitcoin, and just downplaying it drastically. I mean, years ago, they laughed us off the stage, right? Now they're the biggest cheerleaders. It's like, what changed, right? So I don't think they had an epiphany. I really don't. So now with these markets, I'm expecting them to come back out and start trying to drive the prices lower again. Where's Jamie Dimon? While on the other side of the globe, his sister company is buying up Bitcoin on the other side of the globe. But, here again, now they have morphed Bitcoin into a store of value. It's no longer a peer-to-peer digital cash for internet transactions, anything like that. So to me, Bitcoin is no longer Bitcoin. And then, most people, they'll find Litecoin. Well, here again, what are the size of the blocks and how often are those blocks in Litecoin? So, I mean, I'm not downplaying Litecoin. I think that that's a hell of a play too, really, in this market. But, how many transactions per second can that scale to? Because, it is much less expensive, but that's why I like Digibyte so much is, it is a scalable proof of work solution. So the blocks are every 15 seconds. So, and then those blocks, they double in size every other year. And that's how by the year 2035, Digibyte will be able to do 280,000 transactions per second. So while everyone is all looking at the glitz and glamour, no one's paying attention to the one that can actually scale. And it's much more than just a currency, but it does currency extremely well. Yeah, I agree. Leverage is a cancer. So, it truly is. I had a margin call in 1999. Dude, you lose everything. They wipe out your entire holdings. Then they go after everything that you own. So, I mean, it's just not worth it. I mean, back in the day, you had to apply for credit in order to trade margin. Whereas, today, now they just give you 100x leverage, and that's just stupid. Most traders will, I would say institutional traders, they never trade with more than a 4x leverage. So, and that's someone who's been doing it for 20, 30 years. You know, most traders don't never use leverage. My belief is that if you don't hold it, why do you trade what you don't own? So, but yeah, a lot of people can get wrecked real quick in leverage. You know, again, like these different suicides and whatnot that just happen because of Terra Luna and whatnot. They had all their eggs in one basket. I never promote anything like that. You look at any other portfolio manager out there, and they have a diversified portfolio. In case one goes down, they still have other assets, you know, or vice versa. If one or three go ballistic, they can then take profit and reallocate their positions into other assets that are more undervalued. So, but look, not investment advice, right? So, yeah, let me take a little dive into this right quick. How did I do that before? Oh, okay. All right, so the 3-month chart. Current Digibyte is at 0.0123, up almost 1%. But yeah, I mean, the charts kind of like overlap that of Bitcoin. I mean, it is a trading pair. So, and the same thing like with the Tether, you know, Tether is also a trading pair. So, if when anything ever happens to that, who knows where this is going to go? But this is just a 3-month chart, you know? So, I mean, and what's going on here? Is it a reverse head and shoulders? Is it a head and shoulders forming? So to me, it looks like a head and shoulders, which is going to cause the price to come back down. In my opinion, none of this is what I'm doing. So, I mean, to retest that low, I think to stay within that trading channel. So I put my next limit buy at 0.0075. So I think the low was like 0.00883 or 833, something like that. Yeah, 883. So that's about as close as I can get the mouse on it. But right, the same thing with Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin, where is it? Go to 3-month. Shoot. All right. So kind of the same setup here. Looks like a head and shoulders to me, but you know, what do I know? My degree is not in finance or corporate finance, even though I wrote many of their essays, their papers. So got A's, but I wasn't in those classes for them. I just began trading equities in '95 and watched markets for years. So, but what do I know? You know, I'm just a dude on the internet. So yeah, same setup there in Bitcoin. Now, where is Bitcoin gonna go? I'll show you what I'm been looking at, right? So, when was this? 2017. Bitcoin was like 19,000, I remember, in that ballpark. But the chart doesn't really do it any justice. Going back to 2014, when I got into Bitcoin, was right after Mt. Gox. It had touched like 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, somewhere in there, and then crashed, and then went to like 200. Where is that? And then it just traded sideways for like a year and a half, 2 years. It's 2015. Where are you? I know you're in here somewhere. However, the previous all-time high during Mt. Gox was like 1,200, somewhere in that ballpark. And even though during the crash that happened after 19,000, we never touched below 1,300. Actually, we dropped down to like 3,000. I remember it was December 2018. We dropped down to 3,000. So we never did fall below the 1,200, which is exactly where I'm placing my bet. I mean, again, just me, not financial advice. But this at 19,000, I don't see us falling in Bitcoin to 19,000. However, I can see a retracement back to, my next limit buy order on Bitcoin is at 24,000, then at 21,000. Because look at these peaks. There might be a better way I can show you. But it's like there's 4 peaks, 4 big peaks there, 4 big peaks there, 4 big peaks there, and look what happened after. But there was like a year and a half where it traded sideways. And the exact same thing over here in Digibyte. So, I mean, are we about to see the lows now over the next, I think it was like a month and a half or 2 months that the price just dips? And that's why when I do that measured move, to me it shows it dropping to like the same percentage move. It shows it dropping to like 0.060. But if anyone ever tells you they can pick the highs and the lows, run. Just run. It's bullshit. So that's why my limit buy order is in at 0.075 or 0075 rather. And but after that low, which took like a month and a half to 2 months, then we just traded sideways in Digibyte for like a year and a half or 2 years. And then, let me go back to the year. No, I gotta go to all. Then we went up. I mean, look at this. Went up to, I think it was 18 cents. And before this, I was buying back in here when it was at 0.0035. When is this? 2018. Yeah, that's about the time frame. It was 0.0035. Where is it? There it is, somewhere in there. That was my last major purchase of Digibyte. So at 0.0035, and then jumped all the way up to 18 cents. Look, I bought a hot tub with profit from that. But, same thing, like let's go to 2017, right? But let's go to January 2017. Dig this. You want to talk about what Bitcoin did? You should see what Digibyte did during January. January 1st, it was right at $1,000 for Bitcoin. Well, let's do Digibyte first, but Digibyte is at 0.00025. My mouse, that's about as good as I can get it. January 1st, 0.00025. Now, December 31st, 2017. The price of Digibyte went to 7 cents on December 31st. Let's go take a look. November, December. Oh. somewhere in here. Come on. 7 cents. That's a 280x. Now let's go back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin went from 1,000 to 16,500. Not bad though. I mean, that's a 16.5x. But Digibyte actually had a 280x. So you tell me. So let's see. Where's January 2017? Uh-oh. So it was like right at 1,000. Come on. It's right at 1,000. It might have been $1,004 on January 1st, 2017 for Bitcoin. And then the high, December 31st, was 16,500. Let's see. Come on. Hello. Oh, come on. At Christmas. Yeah, it went to 16,500. That's a 16.5x on Bitcoin compared to Digibyte at 280x. So if the price dips down, I just, speaking from myself, for no one else, I just buy more. So, you know, the goal in Digibyte used to be 1 million. And everyone just said, you know, just be part of the 7-figure club. Just own 1 million Digibyte and you're good. But really, let's see. The maximum of Digibyte is 21 billion. So really, if you wanted to be 1 in a million, all it would take is 21,000 Bitcoin to be, or wait, it would take 21,000 Digibyte to be considered 1 in a million as far as holdings. But if you're part of the 7-figure club, just 1 million Digibyte, there's only at maximum 21,000 other humans that will ever, and that's mined all the way till the year 2035, not even the current circulating supply. And what about all these other wallets that hold 5 and 6 and 10 million? So, you know, or like we look at some of these other exchanges that hold a couple billion. So that 1 in a million, that figure goes down quite a bit. So let's see where this is at. Did I buy more at 0.018? No, I did not. My limit buy order on Digibyte was, and I shared this in the Twitter Spaces as well. My limit buy order was at 0.023 and then again at 0.19. Both of those orders filled. And then I was going to take an additional 10% below that and place another limit buy order in at 0.0171. But I woke up one day and it was at 0.012. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? So yeah, all of my figures changed at that moment. BitConnect 2.0. Sadly, yeah. I mean, I never got to yell BitConnect from the bottom of a deep, deep stairwell. You know, that used to be like a part of initiation back then. So you all of these different. It was like Jeff Berwick at Anarchapulco. All of these people are yelling BitConnect everywhere. And man, I wanted to be there so bad. Yeah, a lot of people are bearish, but I mean, how many people were also bullish? You know, so yeah, when I mean, the markets are just so bipolar. So yeah, when you see everyone cheering for, in my case, $190,000 Bitcoin, start scratching your head. Maybe look at the Fibonacci's and maybe take a little profit off the table. At least take back your original investment. So that way you're playing with house money after that. So, but yeah, lick a little of your ice cream and do those other things that you set out that you wanted to do, whether that's pay off the credit cards, pay off the car, pay off your house. I mean, that's one thing I wish I would have done. I was ill-advised. I should have stuck to my gut. I owe $40,000 on this duplex rental property. But I was advised by my trustee as well as my CPA to keep the mortgage for the tax benefits. Well, after doing my taxes, I only got to write off like $2,000 towards the capital gains that I took out. And I mean, Theta is really the one that retired me, but Digibyte, I mean, knocked it out the park. I mean, really, compared to every other asset that I own. And, I took a lot of profit, and my write-offs into the rental property. This is the way that I did this, right? So your capital gains, again, not advice in any way, shape, or form, but your capital gains is perceived as line 1 on your income statement. So that is your income. So your capital gains is your income. And then what I did was the $300,000 that I took out of the market for the property renovations and elevation project and all, I was able to write all of that off through the rental property against those capital gains. You can only do that in a multi-family dwelling. You cannot do that in a single family house that you own. But it is rental property. I have more to go. I was kind of hit with a lot of devastation and whatnot after Hurricane Ida came through. So I had a lot of other work to finish up on the outside, but now I'm about to attack the inside. I gave the tenants 4 months, which will put me right around September-ish, where it starts to turn a little cooler. So I'm not running the air conditioner 24/7 and all during all the dust and everything of ripping all the drywall and insulation and everything else out. So, I'm about to drop about another $50,000 into the interior of next door. Then I'm going to list it as an Airbnb. The reason why is because current rent in the area is, in my area, this block, is roughly $2,100 a month. And through Airbnb, now they have other laws that apply to me where the owner must live on premises. So you have to have a duplex or fourplex, something like that. So that's what I intend to do. I fall within those guidelines, and the average is about anywhere from 4 to 6 times the current rent. So the current rent is like $2,000 a month, $2,100. So anywhere from $8,000 to $12,000 a month as revenue for the trust. And through the trust, that I have, I was able to get the institutional account with Gemini. And by running that through my EIN number, this is how I don't affect my Social Security disability income or my Medicare. So this is how I run everything through the EIN number, not my Social Security number. So by doing this, wait, where was I? Sorry, guys. So anyway, the EIN number of the trust through Gemini, where was I going with that? Well, that doesn't affect my disability or my Medicare while I do it that way. Oh, but from the trust earnings of the Airbnb of, okay, 8 to 12,000 a month, so that's 96,000 to 144,000 clear profit. That I intend to take all of that and dump that into crypto as more of a dollar cost average every year, and even to be able to offer a discount if paid in crypto, stuff like that. All right, let's see. Right. So, like right here, crypto market will not reverse until stocks reverse. And stocks reverse when inflation rates go down. You know, right now, that's why I say it's the everything bubble. I mean, the stock market, right? I mean, it's the PE ratios, price divided by earnings. PE ratios are just stupid. It reminds me of the .com. I wouldn't be in equities right now for a damn thing. And wasn't it just like a year or two ago, all of these others like Bezos and Elon and everyone else is selling all their shares of their own company? So, I mean, it's just an everything bubble. And then who's really investing in stocks right now, in equities? Because, you know, the only way that they got to such a high valuation is kind of like you said earlier, the inflation of these properties. And then these people refinance that, or just the straight up money printing to all of these bankers and whatnot who, you know, just dove in, and then super low interest rates. These companies were able to borrow so much money for their stock buybacks to raise the price up to make the shareholders nice and happy. Yeah. PE ratios right now are just stupid. I wouldn't be involved. I'm only interested in real assets, either gold, silver, platinum, palladium, food, rental property, not just a house, but, you know, multifamily dwelling in that instance, and real assets, you know, whether that's lead bullion, crypto, of many different ones, right? But I also think that we have gotten away from decentralization. That used to be a big thing, and that's huge with Digibyte. That's I mean, everything like blew up because of DeFi and NFTs and all of these other things, and I think that kind of took away from all the other altcoins taking off this cycle. But here again, who knows, right? I mean, if equities crash, you have to also think about all of these institutions that invest in crypto, and what are they going to sell off? What are they going to get rid of in order to cover their shorts and their longs in the equities market? I think they could have a massive sell-off. as well as the Terra, so, or not Terra, the Tether rather. So it's like it's a perfect storm all the way around. I mean, from energy, um, to the on-time delivery system, the shipping, to the price of fuel, the price of milk, the price of gas, everything. It's an everything bubble. And the issue is like, for years it was great. The US, we had exported our inflation and we got goods in return from all of these other nations. That day's coming to an end. And what happens to the citizens of the US when all of this money printing, all of those dollars come back to the US? So no, I don't want dollars. I want assets. That's it. And of course, like with the dollar, they could revalue crypto wherever they want. Excuse me. But I think that they're going to fail. I say twice. I think they're going to fail with all the CBDCs and whatnot. And honestly, I think that the CBDC is going to be a way to account for everyone in crypto and for them to be able to get their tax dollars, as a way of accounting. And it will be tried to be pushed off as crypto, but everyone knows that it is not crypto, or those of us know that it's not crypto. It's just when you hear central bank digital currency, CBDC, just envision infinite dollar, because they don't have to tell you what they're printing. They're not even printing. They're just adding zeros. That's it. And this will make it easier to transfer funds back and forth. And look, if they pay me in CBDCs, that's fine. I'll take that and I'll invest all of that into crypto. I don't want it. I mean, that's just me. But, yet again, as far as like moving crypto around, like I have separate wallets. I don't have everything I have in one wallet. I think that's crazy. I have several different wallets in case any of them is ever compromised. I don't lose everything. So in that same instance, right, if I ever need to sell crypto back into a CBDC for a direct deposit into my checking account, I can do that with only one wallet, not all of them. So just a little heads up. But not advice, not advice. Uh-oh. Let's see, where are we? Wait, I wonder if I can do this now that everything's running. If I can use, I can, yes. So I can enlarge still while sitting here so I can read what's going down. So could all be a setup for a bear trap. Yeah, it could be. Could be, but you also have to understand, like, okay, think back years ago in crypto, right? 2014, 15, 16, I don't know when y'all got involved. I got into crypto in 2014. Back then, it was more of a libertarian movement still. And all of these different big gurus out here, all these financial guys laughed at us. just laughed us off the stage, you know. And right now, and in the previous market, I see all of them as playing catch up, because now I think that they understand that we were not joking. This is the next system, and then you think to the last financial instrument that was created was the bond in the 1600s. That's how big crypto is. So as far as cycles, let's see. Never really had a blow off top this cycle. I don't know, dude. Theta went ballistic for me. And I remember also Cardano did too, but I didn't own Cardano. I watched Cardano at like 2 cents for forever, it seemed. I was just like, what if I just pick up a few, whatever, but I didn't. But yeah, Theta went nuts. But as far as all the other UTXOs, all the other old school crypto that did well in the previous cycle, yeah, that's why I was saying before that many of these in this cycle, like AntShares, Neo, that didn't go ballistic this cycle. Look at Litecoin, same. Litecoin got up to, I don't know what, 200, something like that. Litecoin did not reach its all-time high, I want to say, of like $400 or $450. So then, there are many other altcoins that did not have a blow off top, which is why still, a couple weeks ago, I was stating that I don't believe that we've had, it could go either way at this point, where you could overlap this market cycle on top of that of 2017, and Bitcoin was following it to the T. Now with this is, I would say, a black swan event that happened for crypto, just a complete unforeseen. And but we weren't still confirmed yet to whether it was going to play out exactly like it did in 2017, where yes, Bitcoin went up, came back down, and then traded sideways, a little bit of a down movement, and then everyone who profited from Bitcoin went into altcoins at that moment. So that could still happen. I have no idea. I'm no soothsayer, so I don't know. It like I said, it could still happen, but as far as where we are on that, I don't know. So blow off top. Yeah, bull markets usually end in blow off tops. Yeah, the complete euphoria. I agree. All right. So, however, long-term buyers are accumulating. Yes, I've never stopped accumulating. I always have a dollar cost average. That is the only thing that has ever worked for me. Albeit sometimes my dollar cost average, I don't put all of it into crypto immediately. Sometimes I'll just buy into a stable coin or just leave it in USD on the exchange, waiting for a time like now to be able to pounce. And then I do pounce. I do buy those dips, especially like when a retrace of 30% or more. Then I can buy that 30% retrace, and because whatever goes down or up in such a straight line, it's going to retrace in the other fashion, but not equal to. But you can capitalize on that when you learn how to do like limit buys and limit sells. So as soon as an order fills, I can go ahead and set another order, stuff like that. So leaving less for speculators. You're always going to have speculators. $100K. Well, let me share this with you. Let's see. All right. Wait, that's enlarged a little too much for me now. All right, so let me get back to Bitcoin and show you what I saw, right? So let me go to the charts all. Okay, so in this run, it was 2014 when I got into crypto, which was right after Mt. Gox. And Bitcoin was like at $1,200 and then crashed down to like 200 and, went to from 200 to 300, somewhere in here, somewhere around January, February-ish was when Bitcoin was like 1,200 back in that era. Now, if you take that figure, just say $1,200 while it was at before the crash of Mt. Gox. And then for every market cycle, you just 10x that. So I'm saying just as a rough figure, So $1,200, and then you add a zero to make that 12,000, right? But let's go here on Bitcoin at 19,000. So add a zero from 19,000. So that's what I was expecting. I was expecting 190,000 Bitcoin. So may still happen, may not, I don't know. So that was just where I was. All right. Bitcoins or Digibytes at 0.0125 right now, up 2.7%. It's like pulling teeth right now, waiting on the market to do something. Just move, damn it. Cheers, guys. I finally figured out how to do some other software to get different things to work for me. So it's taken a while, and well, there's no handbook written for any of this, and especially like when I try to go back to, where I learned how to use a computer without a mouse or a monitor for the blind. There was a camp for the blind I went to in 2013. So that's how I ended up finding crypto yet again in 2014. Because back in 2011, when I went blind, I was looking at it, but I wasn't all that interested. I didn't really find it until 2014. But the camp that I went to with all this assistive technology and whatnot, they never had a blind dude want to do a YouTube channel or do anything like this. And, it was a lot of trial and error to get to this point. So, let's see. Where am I? There I am. Okay. What's up, Daddy-O? Where was I? Wait, I gotta enlarge this again. All right. See, I can't share that, Maddie, Chris. I mean, it may. I don't know. I've never heard of it. I can't mention that. I'm not versed in that. Never heard of it. And I don't want to publish that to anyone. I mean, no disrespect. It's just I've never heard of that. So may do well. I agree, Daddy-O. It's a great time to accumulate. Yeah, I've got limit buy orders set. I mentioned it earlier in the stream, where my next limit buy on Digibyte, I've got at 0.0075. Now, before this big crash due to Luna and Terra, before that, my next buys were going to be set at 0.0171, which we blew straight past that. So I recalculated, and then my next limit buy was going to be at what? Excuse me. At 1 cent, and then at 0.0075. But now I've changed that to, I've got a limit buy order sitting out there on KuCoin is what I use. A limit buy order for 0.0075. Just one. I want to see what the market's going to do before I allocate any more of a position. Because if we do have a crash, I'm going to back up the damn truck. So, and especially if we drop back down to, the measured move that I did earlier of like the previous cycle, the previous years, 2018 bear market. In that market cycle, if I take that same measured move, that same percentage, that equates to, and that'll give the price at 0.006. It's like 0.005942, something like that. But so at 0.006, anything at or under 1 cent, no brainer for me. I mean, but here again, like the last time, my last major purchase at Digibyte was at 0.0035. So at that time, it only cost you $3,500 to own 1 million Digibyte. But yet that same 1 million Digibyte, when it was 18 cents, would have been $180,000. So yeah. All these people in other communities, even, they're like, when Digibyte, when Moon, when Lambo. I'm like, dude, where were you? I knocked it out the freaking park. So yeah. And then as far as some other people, they'll mention liquidity. And let me like this. They'll mention the liquidity aspect of that of Digibyte, right? Well, if you want more liquidity, dig this. With about 5 minutes worth of code, I can have everyone on the earth that accepts Bitcoin and Litecoin to immediately accept Digibyte. There's your liquidity and a proof of work solution that can scale to 280,000 transactions per second. And with the security. So it's been, with Digibyte, it's so much more than just a currency. Good for you, man. Yeah, when it dumped below 1 cent, I was actually live on a Digibyte Spaces. And I told everyone there I was watching it. I stayed up for like 30 something hours watching the whole market cycle. But yeah, when it dropped down to like 1.1 or something like this, and then it was like right at a cent, I was like, look, I'm putting everyone on mute. I got to go to the bank, make a quick deposit to shuffle funds around. I'm buying this. And I did exactly that. I moved a good bit around to be ready to pounce. And then in staying up all night, everything, I stayed up. I watched it go to all the way down to 0.0083 or like 883, something like that. And I was just so tired, worn out. I was about to just hit a a market order instead of a limit buy, but I was like, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, the way that this dip here was on the chart there. Well, anyway, I have to go back into another screen to show that. But where that dip was a few days ago, I was watching it live, and I set a limit buy, and I just went and crashed, went straight to bed. And then when I woke up, it was like the price was back to 1.1. So right now we're at what, 1 or 0.0125. So it's like, yeah. And then the measured move up from there. That measured move up, that was another 50%, but I was going to take profit at 30, 40, and 50% and sell that position as a trading bag in order for it to, like I said before, when it goes straight up, there's going to be a retracement. Or if it goes straight down, there's going to be a retracement. So it just overshot, that's all. But if you can capitalize on the FUD, if you learn FUD and you learn how to capitalize on it, you can do really well. Again, not advice, just a dude on the internet. But yeah, I totally missed that, dude. I muffed the punt. Let's see, how long we've been going anyway? 1 hour and 10 minutes. Doesn't even seem like that. So, but yeah, this is just like an overview of kind of different live streams that now I've learned how to do a few things. Can send links out. I can have like up to 10 different people here live. Send out links to different people and just have a discussion on crypto. And go back and forth a little bit, and so that was my idea of learning this software to be able to do that for other interviews and whatnot. And I just scheduled an interview with Rice, so I'll be on Rice TVX. I think he's gonna record it on the 26th. I set it last night at like 3 a.m. I set the thing. Set the appointment. It was like the 26th at 6 p.m. or Central. So, I don't know if that's going to take a day or two of editing or whatnot on his end, but I'm going to see if I can't get a copy of it to upload to my channel as well. So, but I've had other invites and whatnot. I've just been so busy with everything else, all the construction, everything else going on, and then trying to learn software and learn how to get it to work with other software to figure these different things out. But yeah, in the future, I'd like to have several different people on, from Litecoin to Digibyte communities, stuff like that, and just have a good discussion out here, which was the point of recording the Digibyte Spaces last night. I thought it was excellent. I thought it was superb. But, it just, I guess someone didn't like what they had said or whatnot, but everyone else thought it was perfect. But whatever. I respect that. Even though, if something is ever said where it is not live, it's just recorded in a different editing software, I can always go back in and I can remove what was said that was either inappropriate or which might have been someone misspoke, um, or just whatever. I could have removed that just for the asking. You know, it could have just been a DM on Twitter. So, and yeah, no problem. I'll remove it. But yeah, it just don't know who, what, when, where, or why. Because, like I said, during the preview, everything seemed fine, seemed excellent. I didn't see anything wrong with what anyone said. Um, but and I didn't know what part or what points to remove. I wasn't contacted that way. So I just said, I told everyone at the beginning of that, it's like, look, if something happens, you don't want to be on, whatever, look, I can scrap the whole thing. Well, that's what I did. I scrapped the whole thing. So no worries. It, doesn't bother me that much. I mean, it does a little because, like I said, just DM me and I can remove it. I can remove it if it is just recorded. If it's in a live stream, there's nothing that can be done, right? So that's why with it on Twitter Spaces, I didn't want someone to come out and just start saying all kinds of wild stuff to, for the word police out here. So to go crazy on, because when it's live, it's like if it's not someone that who's used to like speaking in code, basically, there's a huge risk there. So a lot of those different interviews and stuff like that I can do and just have all that recorded and then have those different things removed. If the other party sees that maybe they shouldn't have said something, yeah, I can remove that. No worries. But my thing is that so many different things were discussed in those Twitter Spaces that I think it's a disservice not to publish that out here for everyone to be able to hear it. Because what happens at 7 o'clock at night in the United States, on the other side of the globe, they're asleep. It would be so cool if they could, either get to know a pattern of roughly what time it is in their country to join us and have a discussion. So I thought that, that would be a good idea for other people to catch the recap. Say you're busy doing something. Not many people are going to be able to stay up from 7 at night till 1 in the morning listening to a Digibyte Twitter Spaces. They have to work. They have wife, kids, all kinds of stuff. They have life too. But in a format like this, they can then just pause it and go back to it at any time. So I thought it was a good idea because I haven't seen anyone else do it yet. And I'm like, look, promote your own YouTube channel. You can promote your own Twitter handle, all that, all your different things on here. So it was like, but whatever. Again, that was just a test. Like this. I'm just testing. I'm just playing with the buttons right now. So, so where are we at? Ooh, excuse me. I don't know where the rest of this is. Oh, wait. That's right. I gotta go back over here. Wait, it's gotta be down. Oh, I'll just do this. Okay, cool. All right, I'll probably be back in just a minute. I gotta run to the restroom and check on something right quick. I'll be right back. How long have we been going anyway? 1 hour, 18 minutes. Not too bad. Oh, cool. It looks like 4 viewers. I didn't know where that would be shown, if I had to have like a different plugin or something in order to do it. But what's good, guys? Y'all hit the like and subscribe, all the fun stuff, and leave a comment. And I'll be back. So that's what, 5/10,000ths. That's 6/10,000ths. I don't want Stream Deck. I bought a Stream Deck and I don't know how the hell to use the damn thing. I can't figure out how to use it because I'm not using OBS. I couldn't figure out how to get OBS to work with this. Let's see. Let me zoom out just a second. Let's go take a look around at the market. Right now, Bitcoin's at 30,157, up 2.1%. The reported market cap is $575 billion. The real on-chain volume is 2.75 billion. Cardano at 56.8 cents. On-chain volume is 172 million. Reported is 19.22 billion. Litecoin, $72.16. Reported market cap volume is at $5.06 billion. The real on-chain volume is $112 million. In case if you're wondering where I get this information, this is at Messari.io, MESSARI.io. So a very useful tool. So like, look at ZERP, and actually look at this, right? So Litecoin is actually number 4 by market cap. Number 4, not 20 something or other, right? And dig this, Digibyte is actually number 20 by market cap volume, which is $192 million reported, 1.79 million as actual on-chain volume. So very useful tool. Let's see, where was I? ZERP. So same thing, 20.87 billion, but on-chain is only 189 million. Ain't that something? Bitcoin Cash currently at $210 with 107 million on-chain volume, 3.99 billion is reported. Dash at $58.34. Again, you can see the reported and on-chain volume. XLM, Stellar Lumens, 13.7 cents. I still like that. So right now, 10,000 Stellar would cost $1,370. So that's not a bad deal at all. For 10,000 Stellar, $1,370. On-chain volume is 24.58 million. Current market cap or reported market cap is at 3.4 billion. So EOS, $1.35. I was in the EOS ICO. I was in the Genesis block, the first block. EOS was one block per day, but the actual Genesis block was the entire first week of that crowdfunding or whatnot for the but I currently don't hold any EOS, so I sold off of that. But let's take a look. 24.13 million as actual on-chain volume. Reported is 1.34 billion. Ethereum Classic, $21.23. On-chain volume, $26 or 26 million, 26.47 million. Reported is at 2.87 billion. Tezos at $1.80. I was in this ICO as well. And here's some wild math, right? So the ICO of Tezos, a lot of people ask that. What was the actual price per Tezos? And for me, it worked out to 2 Bitcoin at that time was 8,000 Tezos, because the way that I did it was different than most, I would say. I did it through several different addresses, because there was a big thing about them being able to detect if you were caught, whatever, within the US, you would have to forfeit that or whatnot. So I did that in several different Ethereum addresses, or from several different Ethereum addresses at the time, and not linked to one another. So they were all individually set up, and each one I had to claim. But I did not do the whole KYC stuff until after the 2.5 year battle, whatnot. But yeah, I still have enough to run a Baker node, but it's, I don't understand how to do that. Yeah, that was 2 Bitcoin was 8,000. So what was it? A quarter Bitcoin gave you 1,000 Tezzies. So yeah, and the price of Bitcoin, I want to say, was like $800 or $1,200 at the time, somewhere around there. So let's just say $16,000 was 2 Bitcoin. So 16,000 divided by, wait, where was I? 16,000 divided by 8,000, would that be right? Would give you $2. I remember it being like $20, actually, is what I recall. That, it was somewhere between like $18 and $20. As far as current market well, here's how to do that. Let's see. So 2 Bitcoins, so 60,000. Let's see. Alexa, 60,000 divided by 8,000.
60,000 divided by 8,000 is 7.5.
Okay, so it would have to be $7.50 for Tezos to actually equal the ICO price, as far as what I paid as far as Bitcoin value, and we're at $1.80. So yeah. All right, NEM XEM 0.060. But wait, Tezos on-chain volume 12.07 million, reported is at 1.61 billion. Let's see, Verge at 0.00533. Actual on-chain volume is 0.88 million. $880,000. But actual reported is 88 million. Wow. Let's see, where was I? All right, Digibyte. .0125. Uh-oh. Little tick down. Not by much, though. Let's see. 3 month. 1 month. Darn it. All right, where am I at? Excuse me. Well, I guess that pretty much sums everything up. Again, this is just a practice session, just to see what this looks like and how this goes. I excuse me. I want to thank everybody, and y'all have a good evening. And figure out where I'm at here. All right. So y'all go make it a day. Later.